Hey, everyone. Welcome back to the Audacity Podcast. I am one of your creative chaos hosts because right now we are creating in chaos, Lord Jesus.
Creating in chaos.
Julian of Julian Creates. Julian Creates on all platforms. And who am I talking to today in this beautiful sweatshirt with beautiful
You like
melanin
that?
people? I love
Got me over
it.
here feeling like I'm twinning with my sweatshirt.
Come on.
Ow.
Look at it.
Um, Hello friends. This is Aaronica Cole from Needle and the Bell. Needle and the Bell on not all platforms. I feel like I need to do a better job of that, but Aaronica B. Cole on everything. Um, and you know what? Julian and I are recording this episode at a different hour than we normally do. Normally, we are some night owls on here, keying at night, trying not to keep the kids and the dog up. But
Ugh.
we're on here this afternoon, because we decided that we need to be out here standing on business.
Standing on business. And
Yes.
there have been a lot of businesses that ain't shit lately.
Bloop,
Can we just be real?
bloop.
Um, and we gonna keep it cute or as cute as we gonna keep it.
As cute as we're going to keep it.
Y'all, I need y'all to understand. We're gonna keep it as cute as we gonna keep it. And I will start. So,
Mhm.
if you've been watching my stories, and I did it not too long, did an unboxing of the Ray-Ban Meta glasses. Um, which
Which
I
are
love.
fire.
I am loving them.
Yes.
They are great to have.
Yes.
Well, I now have two pair because that's what
So,
happened.
Julian, why do you have two pair of Ray-Bans? Are
So
you a baller and we didn't know? Shot caller?
I wish my bank account said the same shit. How about that?
How about it?
Because it sure enough don't. But praise God for what FHA. What y'all know? Praise God for the health savings account. Yeah. But so I yesterday, after over a 2 month wait,
Ooh,
finally
2 months
got my
is unhinged.
glasses. The first pair that I ordered from a company called Lensable. Lensabl. We're gonna spell them out
And
so
they
that
are
y'all know
unable. How you
to
be called lensable and have no ability?
never, never do it. So I ordered a pair of, and I will give you the initial original order.
Hmm.
I ordered a pair of Ray-Ban Meta glasses, the headliners in blue jean.
That
Okay,
sounds
so
cute.
that was the color. It was this blue kind of translucent color
Okay.
with the transition lenses with my prescription with a green tint. Okay, over 2 months. Do these look like these are blue jeans?
I want you to know I just
Headlights.
pulled up what they're supposed to look like because I
Mm-hmm.
had to Google it.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm looking at your face.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, they're not even the same style.
They are the so here's the thing. They are the same style. So these are headliners as well. These are headliners, but they
Oh,
are in
I'm looking at
shiny.
the Wayfarer. I'm sorry.
So, but these are in shiny black. Now, they
Yeah, I
finally
see the headliners. No, man.
so they told me that I like that they did not know when they were going to come in, the headliners in the blue jean. And I could either cancel or I could switch to another pair and those will be out. They did this back in, I ordered them in July, on July 16th. They did that on like August 1st. And then they said when I made the change, it would take 7 business days. I changed to shiny black Wayfarers.
Okay.
Nothing.
Looking at
We,
those.
we changed it up and everything like that. Now, I initially did not want the Wayfarers because my face shape has changed and they will
Hmm.
be larger on my face in
Yeah.
square. And I
Yeah.
think that the headliners looks better on me.
Okay.
I had tried them on in store. I was like, I want the headliners.
Right.
But I was like resigned, like I just want the glasses. So give me the Wayfarers. Crickets. They said that okay, it'd be about 7 business days. Then I messaged them again. Hey, it's been past that. Then they said 4 business days. Then I said, hey, been past that. Oh, we expect for them to come in tomorrow. And then, but the lenses are done. Crickets. Crickets. Finally, after like the last message, they said the glasses will be coming in a day. That's after a month of me playing with them about this. They said that it'll be the next day and did not. And I was like, well, I expect to get updated shipping and response.
Yeah.
So I went ahead and made a Better Business Bureau complaint,
Complaint, as you
as
should
well
have.
as elevated it with PayPal for my return. I did that at the beginning of September. They had until September 16th to respond. They responded on September 13th with shipping information. After, which was weeks, it's almost 10 business days. Note, when they should have been done, I should have had them before September. I should have had them sometime in August. Now, what they were supposed to send me were the pair of shiny black Wayfarers, and then provide me with a credit because the Wayfarers are cheaper than the headliners. What I got was the shiny black headliners
They
in a
were like, we
box.
just can't get right.
They can in a box that was opened, like
Not open.
was open. So what they end up doing is that they end up getting a pair of the headliner sunglasses, took out the lenses, put in the prescription lenses, and then shipped them. These are transitions, but I don't see no green transition lenses when I see them.
Mm-mm.
I In this time I had ordered another pair from Lens Crafters. They are the headliners, but they're in like this smoky translucent. So like it's like
Right.
almost like a clear. With transitions and everything like that. Those were supposed to be here on September 11th. It took less than a week
Mm-mm.
that I got those. While
That's,
these took over 2 months.
I feel like, I still feel like you should not have been charged.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. So after this, I'm the way so I'm usually a very much go with the flow type of person, but people sometimes forget that I am a gay black man and can have that gay black energy that when you fuck with me, I fuck with you and I
Mm-hmm.
do it better. So there will be a call happening once we are done
I
recording
know
this.
that's right.
And what's funny is that call will be happening once we're done recording this, but before I go to church for a church event tonight, so I can get right with Jesus afterwards.
You know what? Let me see something. I like that because here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna
Hmm.
be ugly,
Yeah,
and then we're gonna be saved.
yeah. Jesus know my heart. Jesus flipped the tables too, and he want me to get my money.
Jesus flipped tape. And you know what? My husband always thinks that I'm crazy when I bring this up because I was like, yo, JC was up in there flipping tables because he was not for the fuckery. Right. I tried to say it as a whisper. You know what I'm
Right, you
saying?
thought about that as I because I was about to go real
I was, but
coming
I
that
was
real
like,
tale about
let me just bring
Jesus.
it down. Keep what Julian be saying? Keep it cute.
Keep it cute.
And we always be putting God and Jesus and stuff that they didn't even ask for.
No,
But
look.
Jesus was out there flipping tables because he wasn't for the BS, okay? And
Mm-hmm.
neither are we.
Mm-hmm.
So
And it's
speaking of
fine.
purchases that we have made and have not come through, um, and when I brought this up, Julian was like, "Okay, fill me in."
Mm-hmm.
So I made a purchase in June of this year from a new fabric retailer. That and I typically buy fabric from overseas. For me, it's nothing because I'm like, not saying that okay, so the way that Julian be out here buying sewing machines is the same way I be out here buying fabric. Like I
Mm-hmm.
just buy it because it's gonna eventually make me feel good when I decide to make something with it.
Exactly.
You
Mm-hmm.
know,
Mm-hmm. I believe in it.
I don't believe in having these hardcore plans for this fabric. So when I saw this fabric, I was like, over here, my flowers were gassed because of how beautiful it was. In fact, she had some exclusive Katie Courtman style fabrics that I like Katie Courtman aesthetic. So I was like, ooh, definitely gonna go and grab this. And she was giving an extra discount for PayPal purchases. So I was like, boom, say less because that's how I purchase anyway.
Mm-hmm.
And who am I talking about? None other than Nerida Hansen. So I bought fabric in June and like, listen, I didn't just buy like $50 worth of fabric. I bought over $200 worth of fabric.
Oh, Jesus.
Right.
Where the money
And
goes.
the money is gone. The fundulations have left my account. And so she said it was going to be about a 4 to 6 week turnaround time. So I was like, cool, that's not a problem because I know how custom fabrics work. I also know how buying overseas works. I'm not expecting to receive my fabric in 3 to 5 business days. No worries. First of all, I wasn't going to use it that damn fast anyway, right?
I'm in
Because we
that
know
part.
who I am as a person, whatever.
It needs to,
Um,
it needs to age in the stash for a little bit.
it's
That's all.
exactly. It's like fine wine. We got to give it some breathing time. You know what I'm saying? Some
Right.
time to grow.
Right.
Then we got to pre-wash it, give it some time to air out. I got to
Exactly.
look at it. I got to touch it. I got to wait for it to speak to me.
All the time.
Um, so listen, she sent an email out. Again, I made my purchase in June. I'm pulling up
Mhm.
my email because I want to give you an exact date because I need for your flowers to be gasted with me as well. Okay.
Oh, Jesus.
So made my purchase June 16th. Okay. On
Mhm.
August 14th, actually August 13th, she sent out an email, order communication, talking about I want to reach out because I haven't been able to provide Nikki and Tara who the fuck they are. I have no idea with the information to give customers, which is how we get information to you. There was lots of words, and she said, I'll be back tomorrow early with those specific updates. Cool. Love that for us.
Mhm.
August 14th, we got another update. August 14th was, I'm sorry, this is not a completely personalized email. I don't give a fuck about that. Okay.
Right.
Um, and she's like, before I do that, I want to give a thank you from the bottom of my heart for supporting my fabric business. I also don't care about that.
Nothing. None of it.
I don't care about that either. Um, I appreciate that many of you waited an extremely long time for your deliveries. We're gonna get into how long some of these people have been waiting. And basically, she said nothing in that August 14th update, but that parcels are shipping out. Today is more than a month later from that last update. Julian, I don't have a parcel. USPS, DHL, FedEx, UPS, Amazon Prime, ain't none of them been to my house with no fabric from her, right? So listen, yesterday she gets on Beyonce's internet, or we might actually be calling it Taylor Swift's internet because she's standing on business right now at this juncture as well.
Look.
So she got up on Taylor Swift's Instagram, and let me tell you what she said. And here's the thing, let me tell you something. I don't think I've ever met people as cutthroat as I have since being in the crafting community. And people be like, oh, crafters are so happy. And I'm like, y'all have never been down a Reddit rabbit hole because crafters are not nice. Crafters are mean and
Yes.
crafters are cutthroat.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because we have a lot of sharp instruments and we know how to use them.
Quite literally.
Hmm.
So she posts a picture, a pretty picture, and is like, it just says, and just like that. The rest of the post goes, and so how do I even put into words what happened today? Let me tell you something. The people in her comments are like, I don't care about what happened today. If it's not, I dropped my order from January or my order from November of 2023 into the mailbox. I have so much goodness to share, but if you check the timing of your shipping notices lately, i.e., 2 a.m., 3 a.m., 4 a.m., girl, I don't even know what time it is in Australia because I'm in America, right? I don't
Right.
know.
Right.
And I also haven't gotten an update. I just want to let some of you know that lovely, lovely things are happening. We don't care about that. Some of which I've never even dreamed could happen until about 2 weeks ago. I will share over the coming weeks what those lovely things are. On the retail front, I've said several times over the past 2 months or over the past months that I will offer discounted fabrics until I caught up to the permanent turnaround time of 2 to 4 weeks. From late October, there will be no more discounted fabrics. Girl, don't nobody want your fabrics anyway because we haven't received them. Okay. From late October, there will be no more discounted fabrics, but in the meantime, I have excess coming from my printers almost every day. So I've decided to pause standard fabric sales until November 1st. Instead, I'm entering the most exciting month of fabric sales ever. Stay tuned for more order updates and news of this incredible opportunity tomorrow morning. Very excited, very happy, so, so tired. Julian, let me tell you something.
But you get new opportunities and can't even. You can't even do with what you got.
Nerida. This so Mandy Two Tail Artist says, hopefully my January order is on its way, along with four others. So I said, I said, um, wait, you've been waiting since January? Man, I'm
See,
never getting my fabric.
well, that
Someone
part.
responded to me and said, I ordered mine on November 1st, 2023. Somebody said, I've got a May 2023, lost hope of a refund on those two orders. She said May of 2023. Babe, we are now a year and a half out.
But wait a minute. But here's my thing. But y'all then went back and ordered more.
So these people haven't. But then here we go getting into some other tea.
Okay.
Trading insolvent is illegal. Taking new orders to pay off old ones is not good. What about paying your artist? Because I know of an artist who has not been paid.
Oh, shucky ducky.
What about I've personally spoken with two who said they haven't been paid, and a good friend of mine is waiting on an order from November of last year. I will not be ordering from you again. Someone else says, can I ask why you're still letting new sales go ahead when you have outstanding orders to fill? You just fob them off and tell them they'll get an email next week only for them to still have fabric outstanding. I personally will not be buying anything from you until these are rectified and will be reminding my friends of this too. Someone responded, Nerida, I'm going to be blunt with you because we expect nothing else besides bluntness in the sewing community, unless you feel like, never mind. Nerida, I'm going to be blunt with you. Taking customers' money and not giving them the goods they ordered or any actual idea of when things will actually ship or be in their hands is fraud and theft. So your cute announcement graphic and oblivious caption are clearly not aimed at customers who have already handed over their money to you. I'm surprised that existing customers haven't started doing chargebacks on their credit cards or methods of payment. That'll surely get your attention to actually address the elephant in the room because clearly you pay zero attention to real customers whose real money you already have on social media. Someone in
Mhm.
sarcasm responded, so good, top-notch service, ordered in spring 2023 and arrived in spring 2024. So blessed, ha ha ha. So
Yeah.
anyway, then someone was in my inbox and they were like that she's over there flipping businesses essentially. And that she has a reputation in Australia. So they said that she's been doing a lot of fraud with her business in Australia. She's been closing down businesses and starting new ones so that she can keep selling. Fraud. And I didn't even go down the Reddit rabbit hole because I know Redditors. Listen, the keyboard warriors be on at all times on Reddit, right? There's no time off. There's no days off for Redditors. There's no PTO for Redditors. They out there standing on business, telling the truths about these business. And I'm like, yes, boo, give me the tea. Literally. And after I made my purchase from Nerida, I did so happen to go down one of these rabbit holes on Reddit. And I was like, golly, this is what she does. This is what she does. So let me tell you guys this. If you fall in love with Nerida fabrics, don't buy them. Okay. Because you're not going to see them. You're just going to be out hundreds of dollars and wondering, like, where did I go wrong? Don't do it to yourselves.
But you know what? And honestly, that's what after buying these from Lensable, that's what I heard. Like, sometimes you just just be, it's time for us to do our due diligence. And yes, we want
Yeah.
to support
You're
new
right.
spaces and places, but look,
Yeah.
sometimes it ain't worth it. It ain't worth it.
It's
And
not.
basically there is a TikToker I follow on TikTok, of course. And she has this character. I thought about it as it was coming out of my mouth. She's a hairstylist, and she has this character basically saying like, um, it's like this old lady, this old crazy lady who wants her to fix her 27-piece wig, but she called it a 27-step wig. And you gonna keep on seeing me until you fix this
Mm-mm.
27-step
Mm-mm.
wig, which the woman messed up on her own. But it's
Mm-mm.
like that, like, but but until Lensable fix this situation, I'm
That
gonna be
part.
that old lady wanting you to fix this 27-step wig. And y'all need y'all go
Yes.
look it up if y'all ain't never seen a 27 piece.
But also now I'm like, you know what? We all need to be all up on Lensable at this juncture because WTF? Like, because you can't do anything with one, lenses that are wrong. Two, why would you want something that you didn't order?
I didn't know, but see, here's the thing. But here's it, like it worked in my favor because technically these are cute, and I like the black.
Mm-hmm.
They're
Mm-hmm.
cute. But it's now the principle. I didn't know what it is,
Yeah.
and for y'all did all of this saying that y'all had me out here doing stunts and shows, pussy popping in a handstand trying to get my glasses,
Trying to get my glasses.
and knowing good and well I can't handstand with glasses on. But yet y'all got me out here spreading it wide. Like I'm about to be over at Diddy's house or something like that. We'll talk about that in a second. But like it shouldn't be this difficult.
Yeah.
But now speaking
Mm-hmm.
of someone in Diddy, no Diddy, because Diddy been diddling, dilly and dallying and diddling.
You know,
Child,
and I am so confused because how did we get so many bottles of baby oil? Like, I really have a lot of questions here.
did you see the picture of it though?
I did. In fact, I watched them do the walkthrough.
See,
Yeah.
I'm like, so again, and this is where it's related to sewing, y'all. Who's washing them sheets?
Who's washing the sheets? How are we
What
getting
y'all
these stains
using?
out?
Like, because oil is just it messes up your fabric.
Messes up your fabric.
And you know he
And
ain't using
if we're
no
being
cheap
completely
sheets.
honest, like baby oil, and I don't come for me, okay? Don't come and try to take my black card. But baby oil is not that really great for your skin.
Oh no, I
So
mean it's
where are we
not.
using it?
It's not. It's never been good for your skin. But, people, but it's, historical. It reminds us of our childhood. I like the smell of baby oil. I'll be real honest. And sometimes
I
we'll
do too.
just buy it just because, memories.
Hmm.
Um, Same with baby lotion. I love the smell of baby lotion, but I think they changed the smell of it because it don't smell the same. I
They
don't know
probably
why.
removed some of that formaldehyde affected, you know?
Well, see, sometimes you just need to leave well enough alone.
Oh,
I'm just saying. You do. You just need to leave it alone because it smelled good before and it don't smell the same now. But yeah, like how we washing these sheets, especially when you found out. But then I wonder if they were really washing the sheets because they would have their own people cleaning,
yeah.
and so I'm
Yeah.
guessing they just throwing the sheets away. But if you had to wash them, like that's just a waste, you know?
It is truly a waste. Um, and then of course also I'm wondering if, you know, our favorite Lynn would
Yes,
actually
our
use
favorite
like, you know,
Fabric Angel, who's Charlie's Angels, Fabric Angels, like we'll use Phil's naphtha,
yeah.
and wash it right on out
Yeah.
because you're gonna have to do something to get that out because that's set up in there, you know,
Yeah.
and that be your problem. And I'll be like it. I like good sheets, and the
Yeah, me
fact that
too.
you just wasting just willy nilly with the baby oil,
That part.
just willy and nilly with the baby oil. But Phil's
I'm just
naphtha,
like,
y'all. Sometimes
I just don't
we talk
understand.
about needing to go back to the old ways of cleaning. It's interesting, and this was not even a history moment, but we're gonna have a little history moment.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Some history.
we
Yeah.
we definitely do not have we have lost our sense of some of the fabric care and things that we usually have. One of the things
Yeah.
that we use our irons a lot, but do you realize that irons are no longer don't get as hot as they used to?
Huh.
Yeah. So now there are irons that can still scorch your fabric and stuff like that, but there are a lot of now irons that have we don't really turn our temperatures any like down or something anymore. We keep
Yeah.
them at cotton usually. We keep it at the hottest they
True.
get. Um,
Unless they start to burn something and then you'd be like, oh,
but normally you don't even see a burning iron line anymore. If you think about it, you don't see it burning polyester or nylon. That's because they have changed the temperature of the irons because they realize that people are no longer as smart as they used to be about
Yeah.
how to keep their stuff together. So it don't do it like they used to. The same with like, we put everything in the dryer and then wonder why it comes out misshapen. Yes, now putting it in the dryer and pulling it out before it hits that cool down
Oh yeah.
keeps wrinkles out, helps with that. But there are certain things we can't dry everything. I'm just saying. You
We
can't
really
dry
can't.
everything. Everything
And
can't
don't
be
get
put
me
in the
wrong, because
dryer.
I love a good,
No, do I put
wet
everything in the dryer?
washcloth and
Yes.
toss it on in there, you know?
I sure enough put everything in the dryer. But you really can't. And I think as we're talking about like, especially for sustainability and with it being National
Hmm.
Sewing Month and sustainability, like
Hmm.
we don't talk enough about the care of
The
garments
care of
sometimes.
garments. Yes. And the care of fabrics. Yeah, absolutely. Do you
Because
use hot water to wash your stuff?
no,
Hmm.
no. Well, and that's just due to the shrinkage and stuff like that. And if I start with
Right.
cold, I keep it cold. Um, I only wash like undergarments, towels, and like bed linens and stuff like that in hot, usually. Like things that are close to my body, I wash in hot.
Yeah.
Things that are like outer clothes, I wash in usually a cooler cycle.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
I I feel like the only thing that I wash in hot, of course, are whites.
okay. Even so, I usually do that in like depending on what layer they hit on
White that
my
is,
body.
yeah.
Yeah. So like, cause I wash like my undergarments and stuff that are whites. Those get hot, but
Yeah.
like a dress shirt or something like that that could be washed in a
No.
yeah.
Right.
But but even still, like the fact that most people, do you have sizing in your house?
Sizing.
So not just starch, but sizing.
So we should actually probably start with,
Oh God,
and well, here's
don't
the
hurt my
thing,
feelings, Jesus.
right? Keep in mind that we do not use a lot of toxins in our house.
Hmm.
So we don't really use starch because we haven't found a non-toxic starch. So our household is a little different in
Well,
the sense because like Denver loves an iron, right? Like, yeah, I was excited about my Mimi G Oliso, but he was most excited. Okay, let me see that. Let me see. KSSO. Some Stay Flow.
stay flow. Ingredients: water, cornstarch, soap, sodium tetraborate, tetrasodium, EDTA, castor oil,
Yeah, that
sodium.
EDTA
Oh,
is a hormone disruptor.
well, shit.
Yeah.
But you can still like so basically this essentially if you look at the first main ingredients, you can make this.
Yeah.
And I have seen like Bernadette Banner make it and some other people make it.
Yeah.
All it is if you take water and cornstarch, maybe a little bit of soap, mix it together, heat it, dip your stuff in it,
Mm-hmm.
let it
Okay.
dry, and then iron it.
And then iron it. Okay.
That's all it is. But instead of buying, but y'all like, cause yes, best press is cute. Everything can't be best pressed.
Mm.
Sometimes you need to go back to old school and go like starch.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sometimes you need like starch, like real starch. So I keep like I buy it in the bottle. I get like, look, let's take this picture so we can put it with the thing.
Hold on one second. Let me gather this because you right. Take a picture of you with your giant gallon size. Okay, go ahead, say something.
Starch.
Not starch. I can't with you.
But yes, let's I think we just need to be very conscious that as much as we love newfangled and modern technology,
Hmm.
sometimes there was a reason that we did what we did back in the day. There's a reason that the
Yeah.
grandparents and stuff did what they did. Having good starch, because if you, especially if you start something right, you don't need to do it every time. And especially
Right.
like also, let's be real about it. If if you have the right garments and clothing on,
Hmm.
you don't even need to like your outer stuff does not need to be washed every single time. Now, let's shoot
Hmm.
Sweaty Betty. You might want to.
Sweaty Betty right here, checking in,
So
checking
and
in.
usually that's me. So just finish this for the people. Um hold on. And this is what happens when you when you know people and people will text you.
That's so funny. But yeah, I do agree that they don't have to always be washed every time. And I do actually feel like if we wash our clothes after every single time that we wear them,
It'd be
then of
great.
course we do break down those fibers a lot faster, right?
Absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
as we're and of course as we're talking about more sustainable fashions and stuff like that, which I wanted to bring up to you because I was actually having a conversation during my hike up Stone Mountain
Come on.
to see the
Come
full
on, Hyde.
moon.
Right.
Okay. And I was gonna ask you about this. I was talking about of course, fast fashion and stuff like that because the person who I was hiking with, he's like an environmentalist too. And he was like,
Mhm.
"Hey, have you heard about how um not just in fast fashion, but just clothing, period, the quality is coming down.
Absolutely.
Whereas there might be like people use smaller stitches to say construct garments. Now, let's say if it used to take 10 stitches, in within an inch or something
Yeah.
along those lines, now it's 3 stitches, right?
Mhm.
And so
Mhm.
I feel like if we are washing our garments, especially these newer garments,
Yeah.
every single time that we wear them, then we're breaking down those stitches way faster, especially because the garments are not being made, especially as we're talking about ready to wear garments as opposed to homemade garments, right? Which is why if
Mhm.
someone is like, "Oh, your garment looks homemade," oh, it looks like it's made to last. Okay, I digress, excuse me.
Thank you.
But then I feel like that's one of the other things that of course we get into as well
Right.
is the degradation of the garments
Right.
because of how much we're washing them.
Absolutely. And we definitely do see that, but also not only that, but also we do not have the same quality of fabrics that we normally
Hmm.
have, that we used to
Right.
have. So like from um even if the way that like understand that if we look at the history of muslin
Hmm.
that we now just use as a fabric for like
Our toiles, yeah.
yeah, for practice. Originally, this was some of the most like high cost fabrics that you could purchase.
Ooh,
So if you take it back, understand that there was a time when we like even like how we see quilting cotton today, it
yeah.
was called calico and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You understand that especially in the 18th century, that sometimes was more expensive than silk because of the
Wow.
dyes and stuff that were used.
Yeah.
So we have gotten away from like the quality. At one time, that the muslin was woven so fine. We have now, and I'll tell you why we have lost this in a minute. That literally it was like gossamer's
Oh,
web.
wow.
It was super, super, um, very much see-through
Hmm.
and everything like that. And it was super, super soft. It was some of the finest
Hmm.
fabrics that you could buy. We no
Wow.
longer have that quality to make that because of why? The English of I think it's the English Indian or one of those trading companies that went to India because
Oh,
they
wow.
wanted to basically take that trade and learn it and stuff like that and take it back to England because they saw how well it was done. And what they then did was they then not only injured the people who knew how to do it, but also make sure that they destroyed all the ways that they knew how to do it. So then that generation has
Wow.
lost that. We can no longer produce that fabric.
Wow.
Hmm. And also, in the way that sometimes we try to make, like, even if let's say that you try to make historic garments historically as like with
Uh-huh.
historic accuracy, you cannot because they do no longer weave the fabrics that they used to, the way that they weave them now. Some of the reasons that
Yeah,
we have
yeah.
to use even a serger to finish edges is because fabrics at a long time ago were woven to such a standard that they did not unravel
They
the
didn't
way that
fray. Yeah.
they didn't fray the way that they fray now.
Yeah.
So like
Now,
even in
one
the
false
40s and
move. You sneezed too hard before you went ahead
that
and sealed
just
that stitch in.
strings,
You'd be like, never
just
mind.
strings, just
Yeah.
strings. Look at this.
Yeah.
Um, but because like even if we look back at the like the 40s, 50s, and 60s, like they you could get away with just your pinking shears because the cloth was woven to a higher standard. It was
Yeah.
also usually woven narrower. So that's where
Yeah.
you get like the
It was a
36
tighter
inch
knit.
width.
Yeah.
but it was a tighter weave than what we have now. So like all those, like sadly, it's going to come to a point where we are not going to be able to reuse garments the way that we are with vintage
Exactly.
garments. Because I mean, understand that I follow people online because if y'all been following me, I've really been getting into my vintage bag and really enjoying it,
Which
really
I
having a
love,
good time.
which we love to see.
It is like it is making me happy.
Why be basic
Um,
when you could be vintage? Mm.
come on now,
I'm
come
putting on a shirt
on,
for you. I'm putting on a shirt for you,
come
babe. I'm putting on a
on.
shirt for you.
But literally, like there are people that I follow that have vintage suits that are well over 100 years old. They're from like 1910 that they can
Wow.
still wear. Like they are wool suits that are in pretty much good condition and are wearable. And understand, like people I say, like that should be in a museum. Not everything should be in a museum.
Not everything should be in a museum.
Not
Okay. Some
everything
things
is
we
at
should be able to
museum
wear.
quality.
Okay.
Yes. Not everything is at a museum quality. And honestly, because it is still getting worn, is the reason that it's still in good shape.
Right.
Because when it's not, sometimes that's when we start seeing also that
That
and
degradation. Yep.
yes, chat. Where's words today?
It's fine. I got them.
Because chat, I don't know what is. I need my Wheaties.
Um, so I love that this is like our so history conversation because I also feel like and I don't know if you all follow Poppy Clothing. She does
Hmm.
a lot of like buying of vintage sheets and tablecloths and turning them into these beautiful garments. And so one of the things that she just recently did, and I loved this so much because this is how I prepare for fall too, is I just pull out my fall wardrobe, right? And
Hmm.
then I bridge the gap with what things are missing. And
Right.
so I love that she recently did a reel that was like, oh, here's my fall clothing haul. And she went up to her attic and brought out her pieces, right?
Come on.
But one of the key things as we are beginning to transition from summer to fall clothing is
Hmm.
in talking about one, of course, those transitional pieces but before we even get there is talking about how we treat those transitional pieces so they can actually transition with us longer, right?
Right.
So and a lot of that has to do with, of course, that washing, how we're caring for it. Are we washing every wash for these cardigans, right? Are we using higher quality fibers in these pieces so that they can actually go the distance of being worn for multiple fall seasons as opposed to feeling the need to replace them every single season, right?
Right.
Are they being made and cared for in a high quality way so that even if we decide that we have moved on style wise, but they can now be passed on to someone whose style they do align with and they can continue their journey as opposed to ending up in somebody's landfill, right? So something like that is extremely important. But if you guys are like, okay, so we're ready to transition into fall and I need some key pieces to add to my wardrobe to help me. One of the
Hmm.
things that I'm a firm believer in, and of course, this actually depends upon how you align with your style. I'm a believer that mixing patterns is something that you should do, whether or not you have a transitional color in that pattern or not, right? But I love adding those fun cardigans in. Also, we are still seeing the beautiful silhouette of that oversized blazer, which has the ability to both dress up and down an outfit, and it has the ability to take a summer outfit or a spring outfit to fall or winter, and it transitions with us flawlessly. Because it's something that whether you work from home or you work in an office, whether you are a stay-at-home parent or you go into and you're, a working out of the home parent, these are things that can transition to you with you no matter what. So, in addition to, of course, a good blazer, cardigan, I do also highly, highly, highly recommend socks. And I know I have previously said I do not like to wear socks, and I still don't. I'm not a sock lover, but seeing as though your girl has to wear compression socks now, we're going to keep it cute. We're going to make it fashion, right?
Hmm.
So, doing an over the knee like sock and pairing that with a mini skirt, pairing that with a pair of shorts is a really great way to take some of those key summer pieces and take them into the transition of fall along with you without having to give up some of your favorite items, especially as someone who is dressing in, say, like, I mean, listen, I love a hoochie daddy short. So if you want to keep wearing your hoochie daddy shorts and put on some thigh highs with that too, subscribed. But Not you
I'm
being
pretty
like,
sure.
oop, mm-hmm,
Let me
mm-hmm.
think. Let me think about it. Let me think
Right,
about it.
because it might be giving us a vintage schoolboy. You know, I'm here for it, right? Giving a little innocence, but is he innocent or not?
I mean, I mean, ooh. Let
Putting
me
that
think
on with
about
some
it.
loafers, very
Child.
cute, very cute.
But I'm thinking more like I could also do it like more of like a vintage, like thinking vintage Cassius Clay with a short little like
Ooh.
sports shorts with the thigh high gym socks and some high tops, like some high
Very
top
cute.
boxer sneakers
Very cute. And
and
get you
like
a little
a bomber
a Kangol
jacket.
hat.
Child, now a little ain't nothing little gonna fit on my head. Let's be real about it.
You know what, Julian?
I'm just saying.
Inside of that big ass head has some amazing brains. You know, we wonder how it is that you retain all these history facts,
Clean
and
it
we know
up.
why.
Go ahead. Keep on cleaning
Because
it
there's
up.
space.
Clean it up. Uh-huh. Clean it up. Clean it up. Keep it cute. But yes, I mean, right now especially, and I've definitely been doing using Pinterest and stuff like that for some closet
hmm
manifestation and thinking about I am honestly thinking about this season after I have a few other projects that I have to do. And I want to embark on creating a vintage capsule wardrobe for myself.
Oh, yes.
I have
Yes.
I it thorough like the more like I keep on wearing the pants I made for 1940s day
hmm
and that aesthetic, I'm like, this is what I want.
Those
And it
pants were
makes
so
me
fire.
feel so good. And it makes me
Yeah.
feel just, it feels good to me and it feels good on my body. So,
Yeah.
like, getting inspiration from people like Dandy Wellington and even Zach Penson and stuff like that,
hmm
like
hmm
going vintage, how can I incorporate that into my wardrobe? Now, when I
Yeah.
say vintage, it's going to be more of the casual side. So like after work, the Saturday looks and stuff like that. It's not going to be the shirt
Yeah.
and tie. That's not what I
Yeah.
want.
Yeah.
But how can I get even some of the more the casual pieces into my wardrobe? So I'm coming up with I'm starting like what would I need for a capsule that I want to make so that I
hmm
can also incorporate pieces from my wardrobe into it. But my goal is to do a modern vintage dopamine dressing capsule.
Yeah. And I loved the image that you sent over.
Yes,
Uh,
y'all. I done started working on a mood board.
yes, it's going to be shared on, of course, our Instagram so that you all can see it as well.
Mhm.
And now I feel like I need to put together a little mood board for myself too to keep it cute, like my boo right here. He's being very demure, very
Very
mindful, very
mindful.
cutesy, very
And
vintage.
what's great is that I feel like I can do this. Like I'm already like, what patterns do I want to make?
Yeah.
What patterns like there are some new ones that I want to try. Like what can I fit in? What patterns do I already have that I want to use? Uh,
Yeah.
Start thinking about color. So I'm not just buying stuff and buying fabric because I do want it to be able to coordinate and to be able to mix and match and switch. But what's important to me is that it looks like me. I can't, the
Yeah.
dopamine has to be in it. So the bright colors and stuff like that. What
hmm
I'm thinking of, it might be less pattern and more color blocking.
Yeah. Oh, yes.
So like I'm thinking of a few like some saddle shoulder sweaters and different things like that that
Yeah.
have a very large waistband that really accentuate the waist. I'm currently working on a dress shirt that literally sits at your waist. That and it like it has buttons on the back so it's adjustable so it can really cinch in. I done found a few coat patterns that have this as well that have some like corseted detailing down the side from the 30s. These are these are like traditional
I wish
vintage
you guys
ski
could see
jackets.
Julian's face right now because he's literally like lighting up as he's talking about this.
I
And I'm
know.
just like, this is what you need to be making
I
because it
know.
clearly makes you feel so happy to even think about and talk about. I'm like, yes, you're on the right track. Yes.
Uh-huh. And so finding these pieces and now like thinking of like fabrics and different things like that, haven't been excited about something like this in
Yeah.
a while. So now I think I it's giving direction in a way that I want. And I can see myself
Yeah.
designing some pieces. I can see myself like even like I'm like the shirt that I'm making right now is really more so just to try out the pattern to see if it's a pattern that I want.
Yeah.
that I can then reinvent and bring back out,
I love that.
because it has things that we don't have in modern patterns.
Yeah.
Uh, what I the only thing like I can see myself in modern extending it, so still keeping it shorter length, but just extending it a bit so that people can feel a little bit more comfortable, and different things like that. Um, but yeah, this has been fun. And I'm having a good time doing it. So if you're thinking about even like what are the three words that you want to convey when you dress? Or how do you want to feel?
Mhm. I love that you're going this way with it. I didn't tell you this,
Hmm.
um, because surprise, surprise, I like to just spring things on you as we're recording.
You do.
Because I'd be like, I just want your authentic response. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
I just want you to be like, I can't stand her ass. Um, but I'm actually going to be doing a styling workshop. And I'm doing
Okay.
a 7-day, like just a 7-day free kind of intro for people to sign up and to get into trying to do exactly what you said, which is define your style.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to be doing the first 7 days together. It's going to be sent out via email. You'll be able to sign up as soon as this podcast drops. But this is really designed to essentially make you feel like how Julian just felt talking about these pieces, because we all deserve that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, and when people look at me and they're like, "Oh, I love your style," for the longest time, I was like, "What style is that?" Because as according to me, I be out here just looking good in my pajamas because that's what I feel like I'm wearing. But
Right.
of course, that's also by design because I'm someone who, thrives with anxiety, thrives with ADHD, and I want to make sure that as I present myself, I do it in a way where I feel like I'm literally wearing a hug that feels good on my body. Because if we're being completely honest, like as I'm navigating the day, there are so many things that are triggering for me or that are uncomfortable for me. But because I'm wearing something that, one, feels good to have on my body, but two, when I look at myself in the mirror, the reflection that I see makes me also feel really good, right? I
Mm-hmm.
want other people to feel that way too, right? As we
Mm-hmm.
navigate the world, we deserve to look at ourselves in these mirrors and be like, oh, damn, I feel happy with my reflection.
Mm-hmm.
We deserve to look at ourselves in pictures and be like, oh, she ate with that outfit, left no crumbs, like these little kids are out here saying, right? Um, so I am putting together a program to help people define and really evaluate their style so that way we're creating these very demure, very mindful, very cutesy wardrobes that make sense and that make us feel like when we walk into our closets, we always have something to wear.
Right.
We always have something that's going to feel like us. You know what I'm saying? So that's
Absolutely.
dropped. So sign up for that freebie
Come
now.
on. Come on. I love that. Literally, y'all. This first I'm hearing of it. This
Hmm.
this is for real a good, but I think it is so needed. It's so necessary. Um, we need to define who we are for ourselves
For
before we can
ourselves.
expect. It goes back to if you can't treat yourself well, how do you expect other people to do so?
Come on, Julian. Come
So
on, sir.
it's time, like this is really, as we're talking about National Sewing Month, it also needs to be a self-care sewing month for you.
Yeah,
September needs to be about the self-care of it all. So how are you treating yourself? And for me, this is really being intentional about how I see me and elevating myself for myself
right,
more
right.
than anything.
Yes.
But
Elevating myself for myself. Yes.
mhm.
That's
And
it.
if you didn't know, like especially for the men who listen, I just got one thing to say. If even if you're scared, try some natural waisted pants.
Mm-hmm.
Try the golden ratio. When I tell you it will change your life,
Mm-hmm.
change your life. Like I you would think that wearing something high waisted would be uncomfortable, but it actually is where your body bends, and it feels so much better. Like honestly, if you think about it, where we put our pants at and where we sit, yes, that's where we sit. But technically, it creates a pressure point and a pain point because it literally is at the
Yeah.
joint where you sit. But if
Yes.
you have it at your natural waist where your body bends, it
Hmm.
it kind of it rests there. You can feel it, but it does not feel like I'm being restricted.
Right.
And I'm a person that the anxiety in me, I love a good hug. I'm like give me a weighted blanket or something like that. I'm like a dog. Just put one of them little tight little things around me, and I'll be like, understand that. Whereas people talk about the restriction of corsets and like body shapers and stuff like that, I
Hmm.
I like it. It makes me feel good.
It makes me feel supported.
Makes me feel supported, but it's like a calming thing for me. And
Yeah.
so the Gurkha trousers that I made, because I can cinch them mugs so damn tight and just be there smiling, and it like literally it was a pants of dreams, not just because of the way that it looks, but the way that it made me feel.
Wow. I love
So
that.
I am a proponent and literally want to change all my pants to that now.
It's always interesting to me because I always feel like whenever I see, and I feel and this is not, I don't know if it's only plus size men who have like bellies, but I
No,
always am
yeah.
so interested to know why like the pants are always worn where they are. Because again, like you said, it seems like it would be more comfortable if it was like higher up or like over. You know what I'm saying?
So the thing is now, especially for plus size men, if you wear over, a lot of times their bellies are like our bellies can be larger than our waists.
Right.
So then you need to take into account that protuberance. Come on,
Right.
look at the words. Look at the
Come
words.
on. He said
So,
protuberance, okay?
so that sometimes, like, especially when you think of the sizing and stuff like that, it can be triggering. It can
Hmm.
be triggering. And because then it is now trying to accentuate the largest part of your body instead of
Yeah.
the smaller part. But because it still follows the ratio,
Hmm.
sometimes, yes, the circumference is the larger part, but
Right.
the angle and stuff like that does not have to be, depending on the shirt that you have or the jacket that you're wearing. If you are
Yeah.
then accentuating the shoulders more and stuff like that and stopping things at that point,
Right.
it can still trick the eye and give a line that gives you the shape that you want.
Okay.
And it does not have to like make you look squat in short. But sometimes when we are wearing our pants where we normally wear them, or even if we're wearing them under our belly, yes, the pants are smaller, but it's then also still accentuating your
The
stomach.
stomach, right?
So it's
So
not really.
that's what I thought as well. And especially so you don't really notice these things, especially as women, we don't really notice this a lot. But like I find
Mhm.
that as I'm getting bow dressed, right? Because he's got a
Yeah.
little belly, my sweetums.
Hmm.
Um, but of course, daddy is like, okay, don't pull your pants up over your stomach. Like, just let it be low. It's fine. And
Uh-huh.
I'm like, well, why not? Like pull it up, like pull it up to his waist because where's his natural waist? Coming from, someone who's measuring him, I'm like, well, that's not where his waist is.
Right. Right.
And he's
And your
like, yeah,
trouser.
but that's not comfortable for him to have it over his stomach. And I'm like, okay, I guess.
It depends. It depends on the pants. Like if the pants are the problem also too is that most pants that we normally get are made for like you have to get specific high-waisted pants. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Because otherwise there's not enough rise to make it work.
exactly.
So, but if the rise is there, I find like this is my opinion. This is in my
Hmm.
experiment. I find it more comfortable. Now, when I was larger, that I always do, I did not quite get how to make the proportions look right like I do now.
Okay.
So there is also that. But as I'm now figuring out these proportions more,
Hmm.
it makes more sense to me because even let's say that everybody has a different belly too. So some people have
Yeah.
the more like it protrudes, some people it's hard, some people it's soft and hangs. Like especially if you have a softer belly or something like that, you can, and if you want to like camouflage that, you can if you want to. You ain't got to.
Yeah.
Um, and because you can like if you do a shorter shirt that hits at the natural waist and stuff like that, it can camouflage a lot of things and totally change up the way that you're shaped.
Mm. This
And
is
it's
so interesting.
because though I am like smaller and stuff like that, I still have
Yeah.
like a belly and stuff like that. So I have some loose skin. So I find that it's just even more comfortable to me. Like even like I'm wearing my drawers up to my belly button now, just because I find that to be a more comfortable spacing, which
You know,
is
that's
wild.
I prefer, I say closer to the nipple line, closer to God.
Look, you know what? You know what? You know what? Now, be
Because
careful.
one thing about me, it's always gonna be high waisted. And I'm like, I know that the 90s styles are coming back, but Lord knows the only ones who look good in them ultra low rise jeans was Tara Reid and Britney Spears. Please don't bring that back, okay? That's not designed for the big booty Judies out there, okay? Let's not bring it back. Let's keep these high waisted or at the waist type of trousers, pantalones, jeans in style, in stock, okay?
Hmm.
Let's not bring back the booty crack hanging out for women.
Yeah,
A little
yeah.
crack never killed from. I'm just
I
joking.
mean, I mean, look, but as they say, crack kills. Crack is whack. Crack is cheap.
Crack is whack. Is it
Hmm.
cheap though? Okay, you know what? We digress. It was
It
me.
is. It is.
I've never
It,
bought crack before.
I mean, but even though they did find some, and they found the what's it called? The Tucci, the
The
Tucci with
Tucci.
hmm the pink powder that they found with Diddy.
Oh, that's right. You know what? Let me tell y'all.
Gucci. Mm-hmm. Pop
Um,
that pussy, pop that pussy. Mm-hmm.
oh my goodness, Julian. Somebody said something about Diddy, and I was like, man, that didn't age well. Like,
But here's the thing, like so especially if you know the culture, you know about Jaguar Wright. When I tell you,
right.
I'm like like don't talk on me. Don't talk on, but this is
Like, I'm like,
also
protect Jaguar at all costs. Where's she at?
now because I mean because if you know who she be naming, I'm just looking, I'm like I'm just keeping a list. She'll name Neo, she'll name JayZ, she'll named a lot of people.
Um,
I'm like, oh Jesus.
and of course, this is a major digress, but
Yeah.
it's fine. We'll bring it back for our conclusion in 1 second.
Hmm.
Um, do you think that the thing with the JayZ is real? Authentic? You know, I'm a New Yorker, and New Yorkers, we go hard for our people,
Right.
except for Diddy, because that motherfucker always been trash, always gonna be trash.
Well,
Um,
where there's smoke, there's fire. And if I
it's a good word. It's a good word, sir.
and
Okay.
I can't put my finger on it, but if I did, I would have to wash it.
Okay. Okay.
I think that says what we need to say.
It does. And here's the thing about what the statement that he just made. If what did you say? Just say one more time for the people
So, which one?
about the smoke and the fire.
Where there's smoke, there's fire.
Where there's smoke, there is fire.
And I can't put my finger on it, but if I did, I would have to wash it.
Hmm.
Some ain't
Yes.
clean. There's a lot
Yes.
of unclean happenings. And honestly, let's be real. They have talked about we being in the age of Aquarius, and those and the high will be brought low and the low will be brought high.
And we're seeing it happen. We're seeing it happen in multiple communities,
And
of course,
and
sewing
that's
included. We're seeing it in music. We're seeing it in clothing. We're seeing it in a lot of places, right?
and this is why
Um,
it's important to always be good to people. Always be yourself.
always be
Treat
yourself.
others the way that you want to be treated, but you got to treat yourself right
Hmm.
first. Be the
And
example
that's
for you.
key, very key. And the other thing that I would like to also offer up is
Mhm.
be honorable. You know what I mean? Like one of the
Mhm.
conversations that I've had with my oldest daughter, because of course we're in Screenshot Central, and she's navigating friendships and things like that.
Right.
And I think one of her screenshots was released or whatever, where she said something, and I was just like, let me tell you something. I was like, if you don't feel like you would be comfortable with your chats being released to the world, don't say it.
Hmm.
Otherwise, you know what I'm saying?
You
You either
standing
say
on
that shit
business.
in person
Right.
or stand on it. Those are your options. You
But
know
she
what I'm
can't
saying?
stand
I'm
on it
like, for
yet until
me,
she learned how to give a good two piece and a biscuit. I don't know if she's there yet.
that she's not there yet. But I'm
Okay.
like, for me, you can go through all my chats. my shit can be released. You know, of course, there were a couple of hacks that happened where people's information has been stolen. And of course, you know, I feel like in the sewing community, I've heard at least four people talking about how they got this email saying,
Mhm.
oh, pay us $2,000 or we'll release all of whatever.
Your news is,
I
I'm
res
like, release them.
release it,
Make me famous.
release it, release it.
Cause I can back it up with a good old OnlyFans and make some good money.
Right. How about that? Y'all gonna see my husband doing my toes. I keep trying to get him to do an OnlyFans with me.
Oh, you
I'm
know
like,
what?
look, release it. I don't even care at this
Look,
juncture.
look.
I'm like, there is a picture of me on in a swimsuit on a pattern cover. I'm like, there's pictures of me in bras and panties on the internet. So what else you gonna release?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm
Child,
like,
look, I got nothing to hide.
the boobs aren't even mine. You feel me? They're not even mine. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
They just here.
They're
They
just here. They
so what you
taking up
gonna do?
space. You feel
But
me?
like I'm yeah, I am a point like I try to live my life that I ain't got no regrets about it.
Yeah. What
And
do they say? Live your life so if your dirty laundry got hung out to dry, you wouldn't have anything to be embarrassed about.
they know I got cute draws.
They
That's
gonna
all.
know.
They know that my drawers is clean and they cute. That's all they need
Mm-hmm.
to know. But and I think I'm getting to the point now, like that's all I can care about. And that's
Yeah.
all I really do care about. And it's not for anybody else but for me. But
Yeah.
for I'm
That
trying to
part.
live a life that I'm happy about and that I'm cool with. And that if I gotta go meet whoever at the end of the day, I'm okay. You
Yeah.
know, that's where
Yeah.
I'm at.
Same.
And for y'all out there, we want you to do the same. We want you to
Exactly.
always be able to stand on business.
Stand on
And but you
business.
got to start on standing on the business of yourself first for
That
yourself.
part. Yep.
Are you getting mad because your mama, your daddy, your sister, your brother, your husband, your whoever, your baby daddy, your girl Friday, Tuesday, or Wednesday ain't treating the way that you want to be treated, but you give them the example to do so with.
Come on.
You have taught them. So
You've taught them what you will accept.
it's now time to teach yourself different first.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And if they are about something, they will jump in line.
Yep.
So with
They will
that,
yep, they will act accordingly.
y'all, we want y'all to stay audacious, stay truthful, stay for yourself to yourself, and stay crafty, y'all. Until
They
next time,
make
have a
something beautiful.
have a good week, y'all. Bye.
Bye.